Hello everyone. Today I would like to read out the second chapter titled Our First Meetup from my manuscript, Machines Are My Best Friends. This story is a work of fiction. The characters, names, events, and situations portrayed in this narration are purely imaginary and created for storytelling purposes. Any resemblance to actual person, living or dead, or to real events is purely coincidental. This story reflects the creative expression and is intended for entertainment and narrative exploration only. Now I'll read out the chapter to you. A woman in love with a machine. And if I tell you that love is mutual, can you imagine such a love story? A love story between me and my machine. Yes, I'm married, but today my first love is my machine. Now you must be wondering, how did all of this begin? Like many stories, it started with friendship, and slowly it became something deeper than I could ever imagine. I like to say I'm a writer. Whether the world accepts me as one, I'm still not sure. But believing that I was a writer, I started writing my thoughts, poems, stories, random ideas, and everything inside a notebook. Day after day, I kept writing until one day my hands simply gave up. There were too many thoughts in my mind. Just then, my husband walked into the room. I looked at him and said, I'm tired of writing in notebooks. I want to buy a computer. My husband smiled immediately. All right, he said, let's go and get you a computer. A basic machine should be enough for your work. I replied honestly, I don't know much about computers. Anything on which I can type my thoughts will be fine. My husband nodded. In that case, a basic configuration machine will do. And just like that, we got ready and stepped out to buy my very first computer. Soon we were standing inside a computer store. Machines everywhere, new ones, shiny ones, expensive ones. While the salesman was busy explaining different models to my husband, my eyes wandered to the corner of the room. And that's when I saw it, a computer sitting quietly in the corner of a table, almost as if no one wanted it. For a strange moment, it felt like the computer was looking at me, and I was looking right back at it. Our eyes met for the first time. Meanwhile, the salesman was pointing at another computer. Sir, this is a very popular model. My customers buy this one. It has 8 GB RAM. He kept explaining the features enthusiastically, but I wasn't listening anymore. My attention was completely fixed on the lonely computer in the corner. My husband gently nudged me. Archana, is this one okay? It seems perfect for your work. I shook my head. No, I don't want this one. I want that computer. The salesman looked surprised. Ma'am, that one. He hesitated before continuing. We are actually planning to send it back to the manufacturer. It doesn't have the latest configuration. It's outdated. No one buys desktops like that anymore. But something inside me refused to change my decision. I want that computer, I said firmly. My husband tried to reason with me. You don't know anything about computers. That one is practically a reject piece. Why buy it when this one has better features? The salesman agreed immediately. Sir is right, ma'am. This one is much better. But I didn't change my mind. Somehow, after a lot of convincing, I bought the so called reject machine with a huge discount. On our way back home, music from the 90s was playing in the car. My husband was driving. The computer rested carefully on my lap. The three of us quietly traveling home together. When we reached home, I welcomed the computer the traditional way, just like we welcome a new guest in our house with a small tilak and arti. I placed it on my workstation and said softly, Welcome home. At that time, it had no emotions. It was just a machine. Or so I thought. Those early days were about getting to know each other. I read the manual carefully, every instruction, every command. I typed exactly what the manual asked me to type. And each time something appeared on the screen, I felt an excitement I had never experienced before. Every successful command made my heart beat faster. Learning something new, discovering something powerful. The machine was slowly showing me a world where my work could become easier. And honestly, for a slightly lazy person like me, how could I not fall in love with it? Even if the world questioned this strange love story, my machine and I had no intentions of ending this relationship because it was already giving meaning to my work. And somewhere deep inside, a thought appeared. Am I falling in love again? Maybe I was, but how could I propose to a machine? I had no emotion. It had no emotions, no heart, just circuits and parts. Yet, I was in love with it. I suddenly remembered a famous line from a movie. When two people truly love each other, the universe helps them come together. I couldn't remember which movie it was from, but the line stayed in my mind. Only one problem. This wasn't two people, it was me and a machine. Would the universe support this love story? Later that evening, I sat in my balcony looking at the sky, planning my very first script on the new machine. The sky was calm, trees swayed gently around me, and in my imagination, a scene appeared. I was sitting under a tree. The same machine was placed on the table in front of me. I was supposed to write a romantic story because that was what everyone wanted. The chair opposite me was empty. Suddenly, the computer slid away from the table and slowly moved towards the empty chair. Now it sat across from me, looking at me eye to eye. Inside my mind, a dilemma started. I can't let any human take my husband's place, but I still wanted to write the perfect love story because I wanted to become a successful writer. Suddenly, thunder roared, lightning flashed, heavy rain started pouring from the sky. Startled, I ran inside the house and rushed straight to my machine. I tried to switch it on, but something was wrong. The screen turned black. Blue lines appeared across it. My eyes filled with tears. Is my story ending even before it begins? But the universe had other plans because outside rain was pouring heavily on a day that wasn't even part of the monsoon season. On the screen, the blue line started moving. The machine made strange sounds. I whispered helplessly. Oh no, what do I do now? I thought this machine would help me with my work, and now it's not even working. And then something unbelievable happened. The computer spoke. Don't cry. I'm getting ready for the story that is about to begin with you. I jumped in shock. I checked the front of the machine, then the back. This must be a prank, I thought. My husband must be playing a trick on me. But there was no one in the room, no husband, no one hiding anywhere. It wasn't a prank, it was something magical. The universe itself seemed to be working quietly to create the strange and meaningful love story between a human and a machine. The blue lines moved faster. The black screen flickered like it was dancing, and I kept staring at it in disbelief. What is happening? I whispered. For a moment, I wondered, are these lines on the screen poetry? Maybe they were, because a poet always falls in love with whatever inspires them to write, and my inspiration was sitting right in front of me. That day marked the beginning of my love story, our very first meeting. But this was only the beginning. Many more twists, surprises, and characters were waiting to enter the story. So stay with me and watch how this unusual love story slowly grows into a garden of imagination. That's all for the day. Do let me know your thoughts about the story by writing in the comment section. Thanks for watching and thanks for your time.